So my intentions this week were to have a flywheel made so that I could run it with my two motors here doing the chain tension test, and hopefully the flywheel would smooth out some of the jerky vibrations as well as some type of chain tensioner. But here's my flywheel, just barely slid on the shaft. So this is like I say, I don't know, it could be a 6 or 7, 8 horse. I don't think it's an 8, but some type of Tecumseh flywheel, and it had a ring gear on it, which I managed to take off. I'll talk about how I did that later in the video. But anyway, this flywheel started off. We machined a 2-inch hole in it like this for installation of an X-size bushing, like that. I would actually go the other way. It's on the inside of the flywheel, but anyway, yeah. So then that gives you your keyway and a straight shaft, and everything adapts to the 7/8 shaft that I've got. Just going to set the camera down for 1 second here. Take this flywheel back off of there. Yeah, unfortunately it's hot, so I use welding gloves. It's a bit of a tight fit here. Oh, it's coming off. There it goes. Okay. Okay, so now, there, you can see the inside of it. I welded it once, and then my son crack tested it, and it had cracks. So that wasn't good. So even on the top there, what looked good actually had some cracks. So that's because the hub steel and the flywheel's cast iron, and my friend from ACDC Welding isn't here to weld it. I even preheated it to about 600 Fahrenheit, and post heated it, let it cool down for like 3 to 4 hours. It didn't matter, it was cracked. So we're giving up on modifying cast iron flywheels for this. So we're gonna try making one out of steel, and hopefully shrink fit this ring gear onto it. So, because we want to do things safely. I used one just like this with a bigger bore, but on my 6 through 8 cylinder there, like I say, my friend, the professional welder, welded it in, and there was absolutely no problem with it. But say even with preheat, I couldn't get it to cooperate. So that's basically what I've been doing this week, was making that flywheel, and just got done. We machined the weld off it to do another crack test there on the inside, and that's when we came to the conclusion that we're fighting a losing battle. Just time to make a new flywheel and be done with it. That way it's should be 100% safe that way, because I'll still be welding a hub in just because the keyway is too hard to machine, but it'll be steel and steel, so I trust that a lot more than I do cast iron. Steel doesn't crack so easy. But so that's the fun I've been having this week. So I haven't made a whole lot of progress on it. I know last week I didn't get much done either, but I still working on tensioner here. I got some rollerblade and skateboard wheels, so I'll be rigging something up there, maybe with a bed spring for tensioning it or something like that. But we'll get her fired back up here, but I just want to make sure that I'm safe when I do it. I wouldn't want to take out one of the neighbors or something with a blown up flywheel, so that wouldn't be good. I even got into the Snow Shark a bit here. I was thinking about taking the flywheel off it, but not once I saw, you know, that it's got big fins on it and stuff there. It's going to take a little repair on this. I had to zip this 2-cylinder head bolts off because they were tearing the heads off them, so it'll take a little work to get that old lad going. But anyway, like I say, its flywheel and this one are totally different. This one probably had plastic fins on it like this big 17 horse Briggs one does here. Got these separate piece here that bolts onto it and gives you the fins. But So I've been having lots of fun this week anyways, but just haven't been able to make an actual whole bunch of progress forward. One of those cases where you learn what you can't do more than what you can. So, but anyway, never fear, I'm still working on it. So everybody take care and try to keep safe. So have a good one. Thanks for watching. And the next little part is me, how I got the ring gear off that flywheel. In case you need to take one off, I've heard, chunks breaking out of them and stuff, and sometimes you can't get the flywheel or whatever, but I show how to take it off. So that's the next little section there. Man, I still got that squawky bird in the background. Anyway, just listening to YouTube there and come across this song by Dukes of the Orient. It's a new one, only been out a few weeks. It's called The Monitors. Singer John Payne used to be a singer for Asia, but yeah, if you get a chance, have a listen to The Monitors. It's kind of interesting about us being watched all the time. Anyway, have a listen, you might like it. So I set out to remove the starter gear, ring gear, off of this it's a Tecumseh flywheel of some sort. I don't know, 5 horse, 8 horse, not sure. But cast iron flywheel. I don't know what the gear's made out of. Could be cast iron, could be steel. It's not aluminum or anything like that though, or plastic. Anyway, what I did, I stuck a shaft in to hold it, and then the gear, of course, was up here against the stop, so I used a Dremel with a sanding disc to sand all the way under the gear to remove any rust. Then that didn't quite go close enough, so I had to use one of the small carbide cutters with the square end on it. I took it right up against the gear. Then I got my brazing torch out here and heated the gear. I didn't heat it all that much, I just went around it a few times. You don't want to get it glowing or anything. Heat it up, then used this 3/8 punch and my stubby hammer there, and just smacked around where the gear hit, and I spun it. So I'd rotate about quarter turn, hit it all the way around. Then heat the gear up some more, do that. I don't know, after about 15 minutes of that, it was finally popped off of there. So see where you can see there where it was. Oh, hopefully you can on there. So got it off in one piece. So that's how you remove the starter gear off a flywheel. Now I do have to admit that you can't normally stick a shaft through it like that. This one's been modified and had a hub welded into it, so it fits the 7/8 shaft. But I'll go into more details about that in my video on the 12-cylinder engine here. But anyway, so that's how I got the starter gear off it, since it's appearing that I'm going to have to build my own flywheel for safety purposes. So anyway, that's enough of this for now.